Hi friends, and welcome back to Lily's reading. Today we're going to do a general love reading for all the earth zodiac signs. For those of you who don't know who the earth zodiac signs are, they are the Taurus, Virgo, and the Capricorn, okay? So cross watchers, I invite you to join. Thank you all for watching my videos and supporting me. Please, 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 if you like my videos, follow me because it helps me give you guys more content, all right? So today we're going to just jump into it and see where we go. This is the Taurus, this is Virgo, this is Capricorn, okay? So whatever doesn't make any sense to you, forward to whatever is yours. That's all you have to do. So now we have with the Taurus, your person, and I'm reading it as in your person's view because that's the way that I see it. This is, your person is saying it's time for me to heal. Your person has literally been through some shit, or they have, like, maybe they're feeling like they're always stuck or they're always playing victim. There's something that they're doing where they're starting to recognize this, all right? Because your person has been standing there with these swords all around, you know, they now figured out how to lift up the sword. They're like, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and be in this type of energy. So they have risen the sword and they are starting to heal themselves from within. And it's almost like it's showing you, like, you're gonna be surprised, right? Because here we have is the Page of Cups. Page of Cups, cups is about emotions. So maybe there's something that is going to emotionally surprise you to where, you know, the fish jumps out the cup and you're like, ooh, like, well, how did this end up here? Your person is going to be very determined and very focused on themselves. And in order for them to focus more, it's like they're going to focus in more on their career, focus in more on their job, their stability. Because I feel like if some of you are still with your partner, I feel like your partner wants to be able to give you what you're deserving of. So I feel like now your person is, it's almost like they're waking up and they're realizing, like, nobody's going to do for me. So I'm going to have to do for me. And what I want to do is I want to support my Taurus. I want to be able to give my Taurus the things that my Taurus are giving me. So your person is now starting to, you know, like I said, wake up. So spirit guides and angels, give us a little bit more on this. Of course, it's clarified by the Eight of Swords. So you can look at the Eight of Swords in a few different ways, okay? Because the Eight of Swords is playing victim. You know, I don't read my cards in reversal, but if it comes out and I feel that it's, you know, in reversal, I'm going to tell you. Eight of Swords is someone who genuinely feels like they're stuck and they're playing victim, you know, and their only victim is to themselves, but they want everybody around them to feel bad, you know, and this might not be, and I know I said in the beginning that I was going to read from your person's point of view, but this could also be you too, you know, put the energy, I'm just going to say it, you know, like we always say, is put the energy to where you think it needs to be, all right? Don't second guess it. So here we have is your person is, you know, they went through something to where they had to make decisions or they were juggling a lot and they ended up walking away to do them or to start living for them because, you know, the Ten of Swords sometimes we say is like we're walking away after, you know, feeling betrayed. And that's what puts you in that stuck energy. But I do want to say is that when your person, you know, ended up walking away, they're supposed to be on the right path. They're exactly where they need to be. So if you're feeling, you know, is this person that is with me supposed to be for me? They met you for a reason. They met you when you needed them the most. Or the same thing, you ended up in your person's life when your person or you needed them the most. You know, it's the same way. Spirit guides and angels, what is your advice to this? Abundance, family, stability. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Knight of Pentacles is building ourselves up. Your person wants a family. Your person wants to do better. Your person wants you in their life. But in order to do that, your person needs to ground themselves. They need to focus in on what brings them joy. And right now, having stability and having a career and working like crazy, that is what's going to bring your person closer to you because that is what makes them happy. All right, so So the advice that Spirit is giving you is just be patient. Support them while they're on their journey. You know, be there for them. You're going to find that the conversations are going to be lighter. It's not going to be around, you know, jealousy or craziness, because when you don't have a career or you don't have something to do in life and you have enough time kicking up, we tend to, you know, get stuck in our head to where we're always accusing the other person. You're going to find that your person's actually doing the right thing. So the conversations are going to get a lot more lighter. Just be patient is what Spirit is saying, is because they want to do better now. They want to give you more. So here we're going to move on to the Virgo. And the Virgo, oh, I'm sorry. In the Taurus, you guys can be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could also be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And then you have the Earth card here, which is you guys could also be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, and the Capricorn. So now we're going to move on to the Virgo. And here, you guys, and I always jump ahead. That's why I always forget to tell you what the signs are. But here you have your air, you have water, and then you have water here. So you guys can be dealing with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, you know, and it doesn't have to be them, but this is one of the big factors that Spirit is pointing out. But here underneath is your person is saying, I wish I had treated you better. We need to let go of each other, because what it is some of you guys might have broken up with your person, and your person is coming to a realization that, you know, they should have done better. But I feel like your person doesn't know like how to do better. So they don't want to step up. They don't want to, you know, take the reins. Like they feel like maybe running might be easier for them. So your person might always be running because they have, you know, I effed up and I don't know how to fix it. That's where that comes from. I wish I could have treated you better. Or I had treated you better, but now your person is closing that door where they're like, you know what, there's nothing I can do. Let me just end this here. So I feel like your person might be seeing in black and white, and that's why they have that mentality. You know, it's either do or don't. And the King of Pentacles is very, I mean, it's funny because, right, it kind of feels like the Queen of Swords, but it's coming through the King of Swords, where it's like he looks a little harsh, but I also feel like that harshness might come because he's protecting his heart. Now, not gender specific, I'm just saying he because there is a he here. But I feel like they are protecting their heart, right? To where the conversations might be very straightforward, very black and white. They might feel like there's like in their head, they're always feeling like they're in a storm cloud. There's something that they can't, you know, kind of, I feel like it's just very airy, you know, and it might be your person that feels this way. The Knight of Cups is it's almost like we're making an offer. Maybe we're making peace between the both of us. There's something that we're doing where I feel like your person is trying to close the door. I feel like a lot of you, to be honest, because it's two types of energy that I'm getting here, where a lot of you, your person has just closed the door and they're walking away. Now, others of you, it's like your person has not fully walked away. I feel like there's going to be a return, or you guys might be receiving some type of energy. It's almost like, you know, the Knight of Cups comes in, but the person that's sitting by the tree here with the Four of Cups, it's like they don't want it. They don't want that cup. And it's almost like Spirit is they're touching the cup and they're like, no, but this one you're gonna like. This one you might want to keep for yourself. And you're like, but I'm confused, Spirit, because you keep sending me all these empty cups. That's just another one to add on to. So I feel like a lot of you are getting bored and you're getting ready to go through a breakthrough. And it's almost like between you and universe, like things are not really clear. It's not, you know, I feel like you're asking for a specific certain someone or something, but what you're manifesting is exactly what universe is giving you. So always be careful when you're manifesting or when you're asking, because thoughts are power too. So you could be saying out loud exactly what you want, but your thoughts are not lining up with what your words are saying. So Spirit is giving you what you're looking for, but I feel like in the grand scheme of plans, it's like you're just not happy. Nothing is ever going to compare to something that you had in the past. and therefore you're not trying to move on, or you're not trying to, give it a chance. So you might go at it a different way. Take what you want, take what you need, and then just move on. Maybe a lot of you have commitment issues. Spirit guides and angels, give us a little bit more. And I'm always interested, what zodiac sign are you guys? I'm always interested to know. What's your zodiac sign? Does this resonate with you? How does it resonate with you? Leave me comments. Write to me. I'll always write back to you. Might not right away, but the next day I will. All right, so here we have is a little bit more. Someone is... it's almost like someone is trying. They're really trying. They're going on an adventure. They're trying to do something new. They want brand new, but it's almost like, I don't know, because the Fool doesn't feel like it's coming out in reverse. The Fool could be a risky, thing that they're doing, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels like they want to go on a journey, but something is preventing them. Almost like they've got one toe ready to make a move, and yet we have the Eight of Cups. They put that cup down. It's like they got all the way up to the door. They, went to give you that cup, but then they put it down and they walked away. So I feel like this is a story of someone who has walked away in a relationship, and they might not be reaching out to you. They really, really want to, but it's like every time they get the urge to call you, they walk away. And why? Why is because the Four of Swords. Now, I always look at the Four of Swords where she's in that nesting part. It's like she's trying to heal from what she's been through. I know, like, on her, it's supposed to be tattoos on her arm and her feet, but for me, it doesn't symbolize that. That symbolizes bruises, and it symbolizes, pain and abandonment. It's the burden of a situation. So your person, and I think that correlates to, I wish I treated you better, because your person, it's not like they didn't love you. They really, really did love you, but it's like they're just trying to move on. They're not trying to find that closure. And because they're not trying to find that closure, because they're not trying to reach out to you, it's like they're not healing. This is a them problem. This isn't a you problem. This is a them issue. They're not healing. Or this could be you, like I just said with the Taurus. This could be you. Put the energy where it needs to go. So Spirit guides and angels, what is your advice towards this? What is your advice? Oh. Now, here they fell out this way, right? But like I said, I don't do reversals because I just like to see what else is there. So here we have is the High Priestess and the Two of Swords. The High Priestess is a download of information. It is, its universe is sending you information, signals. It's like, they're trying to talk to you. It's like everything that you're receiving might be coming from dreams. Maybe Spirit is trying to tell you to talk to that person that you love so much and ask them to meet you in your dreams, like their higher self before you go to bed. Maybe you might see that. Start journaling. But I also feel like your person is thinking of you so much to where you're feeling it, and you're wondering to yourself, why am I thinking about this person hardcore and I cannot let this person go? So it's like ripping off a band-aid every single time you start to think of your person, because your person is so much in love with you the same way. Now, there is a decision that you need to make, and it's, stop walking up to the door and putting the cup down. Now, like I said, could be your person or this could be you. Stop picking that phone up and looking through social media and thinking, I need to call my person. Just do it. Just do it, because the both of you are hurting. It's not about who is, man enough or masculine enough to do it. It's about the heart. What does your heart tell you? That's the decision you need to make, because the Lovers is your person has been in front of you this entire time. Sometimes you can heal with your person there too. You don't need to heal alone, and that's what Spirit is trying to tell you. You don't have to be on this journey all by yourself. Let your person in. Tell your person what's going on. Your person will find a way to help you, or will be patient enough to listen to you, because that is your person. Your person is your soulmate, your soul contract. It's just your person, all right? So we're going to jump over to Capricorn. And for you guys, you have the fire. Let's see. You have the wands. Wands symbolize fire, you know, and then you have your pentacles, which symbolizes earth. So you guys could be dealing with a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and then you can be also dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And if, you know, the reading sounds like it matches with something else, then put it to where it needs to go. I'm never going to know, and I am not here to judge. So anyways, let's get to the bottom of this, right? Because I feel like there might be a bit of narcissist behavior, toxic behavior that's been going on. It's almost like the devil without showing me it's the devil, right? But here it says, it's my fault I blamed you. I wish I could take back my words, right? So your person is thinking this. And they're not telling you this, but they're thinking this. They know what they did. And they are saying, like, I know it was my fault. I know what I did, but I blamed you anyways. I wish I could take back my words, but I can't. They're already out. Everything that I said, it's already out there. Okay? So I feel like you guys are going through something to where you might have been majorly hurt. And a lot of you are deciding to recharge, shut down. You're not trying to move. You're not trying to go anywhere. Things are coming in slow for you right now. And this might be tough for you. If you're out there looking for a partner, it seems like they're there. But it's like maybe you're drawing a path, you're drawing a line, you're not really looking, you're just kind of waving the flag like, yeah, here, I'm right here, but whatever. If you find me, you find me. If it happens, it happens. I don't really care. Just know that I'm here. I'm not going to make any effort to move out. And that's because it's about boundaries. And when you start to put in these boundaries, it's because it's good that you put in boundaries, but you be careful of the boundaries that you're setting, because when you get so comfortable in your way, you're also afraid now of venturing out, because you feel like you've been hurt to where you've seen it all. And that's not necessarily true. You are in a lifetime or this lifetime where you're learning on your path. I feel like it's not even about a lifetime thing, right? I feel like this time around, at that moment that you got hurt, it's because you're supposed to be learning from what you were going through. So now you feel like maybe you're out in the cold, or, maybe because someone has wronged you, or, it feels like the sealing of your heart. It's like, you know what? Like, I try, I do, I push, and I try to give everything that I can. But right now, I need to step back from the entire world, and I need to step back from even myself, because I'm not ready. I don't want to go out there and see what's out there. I'm not interested in seeing what is out there. And that's the type of energy that I feel that is coming off of this. So it's kind of like you're interested to see what's there, but it's also, you need to go through a healing in order to process what you just went through. Because if you keep hanging on to it, you're never going to be able to heal. This has been going on. See the Six of Cups? It's the little boy who turns into the man. And in order to do that, it takes a while for growth to happen. So for me, it's like Spirit is telling you, this has been going on for a very long time, where you've been in a bit of immature energy, is what that feels like. And it feels like it's just a back and forth, like something keeps happening to where you keep accepting the same thing over and over and over, which is why you do not want to go and search for someone else. And it's not even about taking the same person back. It's that you're afraid that the same pattern is going to continue over and over and over. So Spirit Guides and Angels, what is your advice? See, you're not even happy. You're not even happy, because it's like your abundance is flipped over. Maybe your person was your world, and now all your cups is like you just gave it all back to your person, because it never really was happiness. So Spirit Guides and Angels, what is your advice to our Capricorn? What is your advice? You have to let this relationship go in order for yourself to grow. I feel like you need a very huge and major healing. You need to start seeing things in a different point of view, because the death and rebirth is letting this relationship go. You're not growing if you continue in this type of pattern, is what Spirit is saying. Once you learn to let it go, you can transition in, right? Because it's the strength, and it's going to take a lot of courage for you to let this relationship go. But I think intuitively, a lot of you guys know the Ace of Wands is someone who is very, very intuitive. It's like you might be doing readings the same way I'm doing it, you know? There's something, but it also talks about someone who needs a healing. You're not happy where you are, and if you're not happy, then you need to change something. I always tell my kids, when my kids tell me something, I say, well, you know, Mom, I'm sick and I don't know what to do. I have allergies. And I said, well, there's the medication. I'm not going to beat you up to take that allergy pill. You know, or you want to take it now? Yeah, I'll take it later. I said, well, then you know what? You must like the feeling that you're feeling, because you would change something. The same thing I'm going to tell you, Capricorn. You must like the feeling that you're feeling. If you're not trying to change something, you must like stepping into this type of energy because it's comfortable. But even though it's comfortable, you must like this type of energy because you're not trying to change something. And Spirit is telling you, hey, if you want to change, you know, if you want something different in your life, you're going to have to change, because you're never satisfied with what we're giving you, because you keep staying in this comfortable energy. Now it's time for you to like venture out. It's time for you to get over that fear. Time for you to put yourself in unpredictable situations. Meet someone. Not unpredictable. Be safe, please. But you know what I mean. Like, just go and meet up with people. Be safe and meet up with, you know, those people around other people and see where it goes. And if this isn't your cup of tea, go to a different place and meet up with other people. You need to change something within your pattern that you're doing. If not, just like Spirit says, you must like this type of energy. All right, you guys, I really do hope that you guys enjoyed my readings. And please do like and follow me. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye.